We're back. Good morning. We're dressed. Yes, we're dressed. We're showered, we're dressed, we're moisturized, washed our face, all that good jazz. Kiddos on the bus. We almost missed it. Almost missed it. We were there. The doors had just closed. I told her but to run. Like, you better run. The bus is still there. Hopefully they see you. So she gone off to school, and my whole thing on this moving in silence thing, I think people stopped saying it. I think people stopped using it, because if you're gonna move in silence, why the hell are you gonna keep coming up here like, oh, I'm moving in silence, I'm moving in silence? No, you're not. Because you're talking about the fact that you're moving in silence. Alan Essenes talked about it one time and says, you know what, I'm gonna move in silence going forward. But you can't keep coming up in here talking about, I'm moving in silence, I'm moving in silence. No, you're not, because now people know that you're moving, and whoever doesn't like it can start to plot against you and start to do all sorts of stuff to make sure that whatever the hell it is that you're working on fails, right? I have been the victim of both self-sabotage sometimes and other people doing things to really sabotage things that I'm doing. I have seen it, I have felt it, I have lived through it. I have learned to never tell anyone about anything until I am done with it. There is only two people that I always tell about stuff that I'm doing. 1 to 2. And that other person I hardly even tell anymore, because you don't speak as much, because I just don't feel like calling them sometimes. But when we do talk again, I fill them in on all the stuff that's happened. Okay, it's been a few months. I didn't just want to have just crappy news to tell you. I now have some good news. While the other person, they get everything. They hear the good, the bad, the in-between. Sometimes only if they ask. But either way, I'll still tell them about stuff that I'm working on. Like, oh, I've been thinking about doing this. What do you think? What are your thoughts and opinions? And sometimes I just need the nudge to help me go in the right direction. Like, I'm undecisive on if I should be doing this, or if I'm overwhelming myself. And then we come to a decision together, and then I proceed with what it is that I'm doing, right? There's only one person that I legit will sit and tell them, like, you know, this is what I've been working on. I've been thinking about doing this. And I'll keep telling her, like, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I don't do it for a very long time, but then I finally do it, and I'm happy that I finally did it. But back to the sabotage thing, right? This goes back to 5+ years ago. The first time I'd noticed that this person, when I accepted the fact that this person did not have my best interest at heart, never did and never will, right? I was supposed to start a job in Jamaica. And hell, I was looking for a job in Jamaica, and I asked them if they could assist me with getting there, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll let you know and I'll get back to you. I did not hear back from them. I did not see them, right? And then it became a situation now where, okay, I need my kiddo to be doing something, or I'll even be paying for stuff for my kiddo to do, and my kiddo suddenly, oh, she's sick, this is going on, I have plans for her. And then my kiddo is just sitting around not doing nothing. Like, I already paid for this specific event for her to go have a good time, whatever. But then you say, oh, just because you paid for it, she's not going to go. Or I wouldn't even say, it was just a big issue, and I can't even get into the full detail on how all of that goes down. But in terms of present times now, I would see that as soon as I make plans to go do something, all of a sudden something comes up that needs my attention, and I'm the one who needs to be working on it. Like, the moment I tell you that, oh, I need to go do this, or I have this to go do, oh, well, I had planned. So all this time when I'm not doing nothing, there is no plans. But the moment that I need to go do something, or suddenly I need to go do something else, nuh-uh. So when it came time for me to even do my nail license exam, and I was studying so hard every day, in and out. I was exhausted. As soon as I wake up, I'm in that book. Late at night, I am in that book. First thing in the morning, I am in that book. My breaks and lunches, I am in that book. I didn't tell nobody when the exam was. All you knew was that I had an exam coming up. I didn't tell nobody the date. You know when they knew when the date was? the day I got up and I was dressed and they see me book in hand and they're like, oh, the exam is today. Yep. I then made the arrangements. I made sure I had transportation. Everything was set. My kiddo was set. I have a sitter for my kiddo. Ain't no way in hell for nobody to say, oh, you can't go today because you need to be doing this or you don't have anyone to watch your kid. All right. Now, listening to this, it might be a little bit confusing, but I say all this to say this situation is a two different set of people, right? I say all this to say when you're moving in silence, really move in silence. Don't be telling nobody what your plans are, what you're working on. That way they can't find ways to mess up your plans. Make all of your arrangements and go, because that's what I do. And it works great for me, and I hope it'll work good for you too. All right, bye.